Joshua Hayes at BigWaveTrading.com for a market wrap update for Tuesday. And once again, there is not much to talk about, as it was even a more flat day than yesterday. But I want to show you something. The indexes were still down today. Volume did rise, and if you want to say it bounced right off the 50-day moving average, I guess some of you long-term optimists can, but you know what? You got to have more stocks in my scans that look good before you start to say that this action's bullish. If this action was bullish, this volume would be way up here where these were, and it would be an up day, not a down day. So overall, the NASDAQ did nothing. It had basically a flat day. I believe the same can be said whenever we look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I think it did have an update by 46 points, or it was 26 points, whatever. And as you can see, it's still below the very important 50-day moving average. Volume was lower than yesterday, signifying even less buying. And as you can see, this volume compared to the previous volume in early January, March is just pathetic. There is really nothing going on, and to be honest with you, there is nothing to talk about. Here's the New York Stock Exchange. You can see the extremely low volume, well below the volume average again, and the index is still below the 50-day moving average. Let's see what the small caps did, because I gotta be honest, until even now, I don't know. It was a slight up day off the 200-day moving average, but I tell you what, if you think an up day can be then reversed this quickly, and then a small up day like that means that we're going to have a bullish S&P 600 anytime soon, I'd say you're crazy. But you know what? Anything can happen in the stock market. Right now, the trend is down from November, and as you can see, really, from January, we're just chopping and flopping. We're going nowhere. We're in between this top resistance and this bottom support. And until you can break out through any of that on any kind of volume, I'm sorry, there's not going to be a lot of money to be made for us. There are a few stocks out there that do look good, and we will take a look at those. We're long 2 of the 3 that I'm going to look at today. XTLB, as you can see, is quite decent on a daily with the BOP volume and price action compared to the market. And it's very similar to the XSI, which is another X stock, but this is by far the best chart out there. It's got the best price action with volume with BOP, as it's just, this is how all stocks should be acting, you know, in a good market. And we're obviously not in a good market, so this is one of your few stocks. I think there is going to be one long today. I think it's going to be this HWK. It's going to come out from I don't even know what to call this. I'm going to call this a base on base, and the volume is just so huge on today's move, and I do believe it goes to max screen BOP with the breakout. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, at least take 100 and 2,000 should be fine. I don't need to get too crazy with this stock in this market, but as you can see, it's a giant volume explosion, and it just continues with the previous May to July pattern that was on green BOP and strong volume. So those were the only 3 beautiful charts out there. Now let's go to the ugly charts. I know that a lot of stock that a lot of people have been safe is breaking down now. I might actually go short this stock, as there is a long way for it to go down, and it's got a heavy volume breakdown. Volume did go red. My only concern is that it has gone down too much in a short period of time. But you know what? I think it's safe. I think it's safe to go short, and I guess I will try it. I'm not sure, though, so let's not bank on that. Another stock that had a bad day, SAFM. As you can see, it tries to break out up here in May and June, and then it reverses the breakout, and now there's a heavy breakdown. That's very bad. But it could be good, meaning that the problems that we were having with all the food prices could be almost done. So that is always a possibility if this stock is breaking down. Let's go to 2 more charts that I have that I want to go over. Big looks to be topping out here, as it's coming right back around where previous resistance has been, and it's breaking down on heavy volume. And to me, it looks quite obvious that it's not good compared to with the earlier breakdown in July. I think that Big's about ready to give it up big. And then there's one last one I want to look at for today in the scans, Daktronics. I kind of want to go short this stock, as whenever I go back on a 4-day and 5-day chart, I can see that it's got a long way it can drop. And it's had 3 splits, 2 for 1, 2 for 1, and then another 2 for 1. So it seems to be a very heavy stock now. And since that last split, it had a bullish island reversal, but then it had a bearish island reversal. There's the bullish one and there's the bearish one. Very odd, very unique to see that kind of action. And since then it has done nothing. And with the 250-day moving average colliding with each other, the stock is breaking down on huge volume and a huge swing. So I believe I might try to go short that tonight. I'm itching for action, but I'm not itching for a lot of action. Once again, it would be something like 100 shares. So I believe Sensi DACT might be shorts. I'm not sure yet. I actually have to scan these charts slower and look at them a lot closer. And I think HWK will be along. So there will be 3 new positions possibly. But bottom line is, this market is in a bad situation, in a downtrend on an even short term. Sub-intermediate, it could be up, I guess, if you call from here. Intermediate, it's definitely down. And long-term, it's definitely down. So, it's not good. I still don't have too many of these charts out there. And like I said, these are the most important charts. They should be everywhere. And they're not. This is Joshua Hayes at BigWaveTrading.com, and that is Tuesday's market wrap. Not much went on, even though the news headlines have a lot out there. Trust me, it didn't have too much effect on the market when you have volume as low as it's been. Thank you very much.